USA BMX Grand Nationals, hanging out with Mike Redman, the man with the mic. I tell you what, doesn't get better than this. When I was a young kid, even now, man, hearing his voice on the microphone, I knew I was where I was supposed to be in life. Mike Redman, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Al. How are you doing today?
Right now, I'm psyched. Actually, one of my heroes on the microphone. But tell me a little bit. 2012, great year, great team. What are we going to see for 2013 from the Redman camp?
Well, we've kind of taken a little bit of time off. We went to England, won the UCI Worlds for team competition, factory team competition. So that kind of took a little heat off of our year this year. Lost a lot of players after last year, and you know, I hate to use the proverbial rebuilding year, but that's kind of what we've been in. But you know, we've kind of re-upped on the girls and got some tough girls in here. Always Carly Faree, world champion this year, and then Jordan Scott and Lexus Colby coming into the Grand Nationals, seated AM1 and Cruiser and Class, each of those girls. So we've kind of reloaded with the girls, and we're planning to really reload heavy with the boys this year. So we are going to get my title back. So. Or our title back, the tribe, you know, and a lot of competition, a lot of guys stepping it up, a lot of guys retooling their game, and but you know, USA BMX right here, aka the ABA, is that's the title to have, and it is the toughest title in the world to win. So we'll be back. You know, this year's like I said, been a rebuilding year, and next year we're launching heavy.
You won the World Championships, and it's a rebuilding year. To me, that just seems amazing. It's just amazing. Let's talk a little bit about your history in BMX. I read somewhere the other day that the first rider you ever sponsored was Pete Lonkarevich. Is this a true story?
No, actually, it's inaccurate. Pete Lonkarevich growing up was my best buddy.
No way.
Yeah, I'm 5 years older than Pete, so I was always the big guy. I had the car, and Pete and a couple of the other guys that were super fast, they kind of cruised around with me. But Pete was on Diamondback when actually he was on a couple of teams prior to Diamondback, but you know, at that time when I started a team, Pete was a Diamondback guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your announcing stuff. I mean, you've done it all. You've done the locals, the nationals, the red line, you've done the world championships, you've done the Olympics. What can you possibly do to put the cherry on the top?
Well, I don't know what the cherry is, Al, because even though I excel at announcing, I guess some people say, I'm not particularly fond of it. You know, I really like working with my team and doing that stuff, but I also feel a responsibility, as you do, is to contribute to the membership out there and the riders, and pay their respects to the people that put all the effort in out here, racing, riding, managing teams, building bikes, hauling trailers, everything they do. So, you know, that's kind of my highlight of all of it, is being able to give back to the kids that work so hard to do this, because, you know, there's been times through history that people have taken that position as an announcing position, and they've kind of utilized it for a personal type thing, and it really didn't benefit everybody else except for maybe some of their buddies and whatnot. So, you know, I want everybody to benefit from it, and I know you do too. So, you know, all the kids deserve you know, some recognition out there, and that's my highlight of announcing.
That's amazing, because about 20 years ago, I did a Lemoore pre-race on a Friday night, and you told me that the goal was to shine the light on the kids, and that's something that I've held dear to my heart for a long time, announcing at our local level and stuff. But let's talk real quick about your track. You own a team, you're a great announcer, you've done all these things in BMX from the Mike Redman concept days. What's going on with Grand Prix BMX?
Well, Grand Prix BMX, man, Lake Paris, California. It's a track I used to own in the 90s, and it's fallen on some hard times, and I felt kind of a responsibility once again to get out there and just let kids have fun. You know, it's not about controlling an atmosphere, it's about creating an atmosphere, having a place for people to call home, having a track that everybody from the guys that just started racing to, you know, the 14 or 15 Olympians that have been there in the last, you know.
You can give me a hug.
Yeah. You know, in the last
totally
couple
agree.
months. So, you know, I mean, we've got a great rider base out there. Obviously, we've got, you know, and not to be boastful, but we do have the most talented rider pool to draw from in anywhere in the world, for that matter, just because of the elite riders that live in the area. And I thought it was, you know, kind of a shame and a waste that there was a lot of track politics going on out there. And the track came available, and
Scooped it up.
Shannon Sellers and myself popped our name in the hat, and they drew our ticket.
Okay, so one more question before I go. Who's winning the pro title?
Well, my old roommate Mark Willers and old Redman guy, he's going to be awfully tough. He's been on a hot hand lately, and but you know, my sentimental favorite, the kid from Australia, because he represents just absolutely everything that's good in BMX. I mean, he's been the little kid that raced. He's been the junior men's world champion. He's been the elite men's world champion. He's been the ABA #1 pro. He's done it all, and it's such a great story. Both him and Mark, you know, are pretty evenly matched in my hopes and wishes, but I'm going to give the edge to Sam.
Good
I'm
call.
not going to be one of those guys that doesn't make a call, all right? You other guys that are on this tape, man, you guys better make a call.
That's
Don't
right.
be a wuss.
They've all been ducking, Mike. They all don't even want to answer it. You're calling it. Hey, thanks for giving us some time.
Right on.
I love you, brother. I love you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Checking out.
See you later.
Let's get out of here.